dark UX. To put it simply, a lot of people in the design industry say that there's certain patterns, etc., that are completely destructive to the user experience, where I agree that is the case. There is some areas where dark UX patterns are actually really good for business. So I kind of wanted to run down this article that I found on Medium. So as I scroll down this page really quick, guys, dark patterns defined right here. Dark patterns are a deception technique in design, interface design, that intentionally tricks users into things they don't want to do. We as designers have to take responsibility towards users to provide a meaningful and relevant experience. Designing with dark patterns is practically a UX crime. I think this is a little harsh. We're going to go into the examples that they talk about, how these things are not really crimes, but really just very smart business practices. And I'll explain why that is. In addition to that, I'll explain how other UX dark patterns are, of course, I guess, considered crimes. But let's actually hop into this. So in this, they said that putting subscriptions instead of terms and conditions is a crime. Now, okay, let's talk about this really quick. So in this sign up example, you have the email, you have the password, and you have the I agree to join my mail list and then create an account. That's actually a pretty smart business thing. Like, of course, like, why would you have terms and conditions underneath the sign up? You would think when someone is entering an email and a password, that email is going to be indoctrinated into their email list anyway. So having them agree is actually giving them the power to have consent. You know, not go in the newsletter, or it could go in the newsletter. But I just thought this is a very poor example of this is a UX crime. I don't think so. Another example, almost invisible unsubscribe button. Now, okay, I'm totally with other people on this. I do understand, like, when you're trying to unsubscribe from a subscription service, you just don't want any emails anymore. Yes, of course, you're trying to unsubscribe as easily as possible, but let's do devil's advocate. Let's say you're running a business and you're like, okay, for us to continue gaining more revenue, it's easier to retain our current customers and or clients rather than trying to spend money to gain new customers and or clients. Yes, I understand when people are like, just let me unsubscribe, but you have to think, like, by making it difficult to unsubscribe, or even in scenarios where I've seen people call these things dark UX, is when the business is trying to give you different alternatives, give you coupons, give you the next month off or completely free. People see that as dark UX. And I'm just like, no, these are just other things the business thinks that they offer to try to retain that current customer. Giving them a next free month, or the next month X% off is much better than just letting them unsubscribe or cancel the subscription or service. But in this case, I guess, like, yes, if you hide the unsubscribe button, like in this example, 100% you have some issues with that. Pre-selecting wrong radio buttons. This is the thing, guys. I always feel like everybody is trying to shove their narrative down your throats. As I get more into marketing, media, etc., you're able to spin literally anything, either positively or negatively. I literally saw last week the Charlie Brown chocolate in the Chocolate Factory's trailer be turned into a murder movie. All from editing. We'd love you to stick around. You're in control of how often you hear from us. Customize how you'd like to receive notifications about our best deals and special offers. Keep sending me emails, take it down a little bit. I'd like to receive fewer emails, or I'd like to unsubscribe from the emails. Look, if you run a business, you want to keep emailing individuals so you can continue to bring them in your sales pipeline. If they want fewer emails, of course, let them do that, and also let them unsubscribe if they want. But here's the thing, you want to set yourself up for success when you run a business. They're setting themselves up, and they're also, excuse me, I have like my alarms on for like when I need to eat. Keeping up sending me emails, like, just because they auto-selected that doesn't make this a crime. They were thoughtful enough to give the user, if not one other option of unsubscribing, maybe they just want a little bit less emails. I actually think this is good UX practice. You have the option of continue sending me emails, fewer emails, or you know what, just leave me alone. All right, next piece. As a valued customer of blank, your privacy is important to us. We will never provide your personal your personally identifiable information, that was a big ass word, to third parties for their use in marketing of their products or services you'd like to be removed from. If anything, that's a UX crime. All the words that they use up in there, I can't even read it. Please select the unsubscribe options below. Your email address, please remove me from the list. I changed my mind, keep me on the list. Okay, I can kind of see this as too many steps. Why would I need to re-enter my email address just to be removed from the list? This I can kind of get behind on, but again, like I said, it's a give and take, but there's better ways of doing that. Like I said, there's promo codes, there's, giving a customer, to retain them, a free month rather than just being stingy and being like, we already know your email. Put it in again and then tell us what you want us to do with it. Hiding promotion codes. You have the checkout, do you have a promo code? Click here to add the promo code, and it's always like gray or at the top or really small and you can barely see it. I don't know how I feel about this, guys. Like, the fact that they're giving promo codes in the first place, I think is awesome. They're allowing us to buy their product for a little bit less because we have their code. Is the promo code section a little bit smaller? Yeah, but guess what? As the user, it's our job, if we want a discount, to be able to find where we do those discounts. Now, the user side, we're like, okay, well, you've given us a promo code. We believe that it should just be like super simple to input our promo code and get what we deserve because you gave us the code in the first place to use. The reason why I wanted to go over this today, guys, is because I just have a huge problem with people complaining when it comes to actually very smart UX practices. Good designers are people who not only understand business, design, marketing, sales, they understand all of this stuff. And those people are extremely valuable, and I highly recommend you guys to learn the skills of how to run a business, what business people consider valuable, how your design skills apply to the marketing team, to the sales team, and to the business side of things. Because just how I'm going through this dark UX, like, this is how you would talk to a business owner. If we decide to utilize this UX tactic, this could really impact the business in a positive way. Let's say you implement some of these quote unquote dark patterns and you end up negatively impacting business metrics and your customers are upset. Now you have even more reason to change things up, because in that case, your customers are upset and your business is just jacked up. It's not just what a lot of user experience designers, in my experience, talk about. It's just like, we need to fight for the user. Yes, of course. But you can't be losing money on the customer behalf as well. You have to make it as equal as possible. And as time goes on, you make the product better and you make the experience better, and also change things up in order to retain your customers and not just churn them. Let us begin. We're gonna fill the background like this. Okay, we're gonna start typing out hip hop. Boom.